It's crazy because since the beginning, like even 2017, the owner's like, one day you're gonna own this. I'm like, man, you're crazy, like I don't see that. He saw obviously that I had a lot of passion for it, right. So that's why he would always tell me, like, hey, you love what you do, and this is gonna be yours, So he started planting the seeds, and then I started like kind of thinking about, like, oh, maybe one day, 2018 he would talk about it. 2019 he would talk about it, and then 2019 he actually came up to me. He's like, hey, I'm being serious. I'm really willing to work with you on a deal. If you don't want it, I'm gonna sell it to someone else. I'm gonna give you 20%.
Oh, 20% of the company. Wow. So you had skin on the game.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what, shit, like, I'm like, hopefully you sell it. I told him right away, hopefully you sell it.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be good money, And I was already thinking, I'm like, 20%, I'm gonna go buy a brand new car, a brand new Mercedes. I told myself, told my dad, and he's, oh, that's good, that's good money. Like, it took me a couple days to think about it. I'm like, I'm dumb. Why am I thinking this small?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking like, 20% when the 100% can be mine?
Okay, guys, welcome to the Limitless CEO Podcast. I'm here with Nestor Gutierrez. He's the man. And please introduce yourself. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I'm Nestor Gutierrez, the CEO of Rancho Express Lube Inc. It's really nice to be here. I'm really grateful to have you as a friend. Met you at Driven. So it just shows you the power of the events and how many great people you can meet at conferences. So really grateful for this.
Thank you. So who is Nestor Gutierrez? How is it like growing as Nestor Gutierrez?
Okay, yeah. So Nestor Gutierrez, man. So
what is your background?
So Nestor Gutierrez, he's actually from Mexico. He's a young immigrant. He came to the U.S. Age 8, and tough times, tough times for just like anybody. When I first got here, obviously didn't know the language.
Yeah.
I would get really frustrated. I would cry at school. Like the first 2 weeks, I would cry. I didn't know anyone. Pretty much starting from zero, and it was really rough. Just not knowing the language, I just felt like really bad. Like I felt miserable because people would come up to me and talk to me. I'm like, I don't know, like what you're saying.
How old were you when you came to the States?
8 years old.
8 years old.
8 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really tough. They put me in classes for ESL. I learned pretty fast. They said, obviously I still have an accent, but I learned pretty quickly. Like within 3 months, I knew like most words, at least to defend myself or like ask questions, but I took ESL classes for about 3 to 4 years. And there was a time, I was in middle school going into high school. My grandma passed away. And my dad had to leave the U.S. Yeah, thank you. My father had to leave to Mexico for the services.
Yeah.
And my mom didn't work. Obviously, I didn't work, and there was no money coming in.
How old were you then?
I was 15. But it was super rough, and that was kind of like the moment that I'm like, damn, like, well, I'm the man of the house right now. There's no money coming in. My dad, I don't know. I mean, we had visas. I don't know. I'm like, if he's gonna be able to come back in. I'm like, everything was up in the air, Right. So I told myself, like, what, I gotta help my parents. And it was during April, and I had to play it. Like for me, I'm really competitive, and I played baseball just because I wanted the medal of the Hall of Famer for playing all sports.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it, but it was my first year playing baseball, and I had to miss a lot of practices because what I did is I went around the neighborhood and I started telling everyone, hey, if you need yard work done, let me know.
Yeah,
I'm available after 3:00 after school, and I'll make anything happen. Well, I got like 4 houses, and they pay me $10 an hour.
What were you doing back then?
I was still in high school.
Oh, still in high school. But what were you working on?
I was just doing yard work.
Yard work, yeah, like landscaping, like cutting grass and stuff.
I didn't have a job, I was 15.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was just cutting grass and pulling weeds, and I worked 3 to 4 hours after school.
What got you into like cutting grass and stuff?
A necessity to get money.
You just say, I'm gonna start cutting grass.
Because I saw everyone's like, I'm like, my neighbors, I'm like, they have a lot of weeds.
They have a fucking mess.
Yeah, they're elderly. I'm like, they could use help.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna shoot my shot,
Yeah.
And they gave me the opportunity, and I mean, I would I think roughly average I would make about 120 per week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm like, $100. We'll probably get some groceries. It'll get us through another
Yeah.
20
I mean,
bucks
that's a
probably.
little bit, $120 a week.
I'm like
Yeah.
$20 maybe for gas. I'm like, we'll make it through. And then my mom got like a house to clean, and like we work together,
And you're working like part time, like maybe a couple hours a
Yeah,
day or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So my dad came back after a month.
Yeah.
And he was super proud of me, and he's like, like, you didn't have to do this.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't expect it, so the fact that you did this, like, it means everything to me. So thank you for that. So it was a really proud moment, like father and son moment, that
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, like this can't stop right now. I need to really take advantage of everything that I have, and I need to make my parents proud, so that's when I like my mind started opening. And
Right.
I started being more realistic, like not being shut down by the opportunities that being an immigrant. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna shoot high. I'm gonna dream high, and whatever happens. And I knew back in the day, I'm like, I'm probably not. That's another moment. Like I would bring myself down because not having papers, being an immigrant. I'm like, everyone talks about going to university and college, and there's me.
Yeah.
I can't be talking about that because I can't go to school. So then the whole Dream Act passes, and I get the opportunity, get to school, come to college. And my dad has always been in the like landscaping slash mechanic, diesel mechanic. So I learned a lot from him, because even though when I was doing yard work, like during the summer, I would go work with him.
Yeah.
With the big caterpillars, big equipment, landscaping. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot as well too. So one of the things my dad would always tell me, he's like, I don't care what you do, I just don't want you to be doing the same thing I'm doing, which is working for someone 7 to 5, giving everything you got to them,
Right.
and not making that much money. He's, I don't want that for so you do whatever you gotta do, but don't do this. And then he's like, do you like cars? I'm like, I do. He's like, well, we'll pursue the automotive,
Yeah.
And at first I wanted to be a salesman. I
Right.
wanted to be a salesman because I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be around surrounded by nice cars, exotics. I really like exotic cars, and I think it's gonna be good for me. Well, like I said, at the same time, I had a scholarship to go play football in Oregon.
Yeah.
And it was one more hard moment. That it was either pursue my dream of becoming a professional football player,
Yeah.
or like just go with automotive. Like, it was tough because I
Yeah.
either went to Oregon, didn't know anyone. It was far from my parents' house, and starting once again
From scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah.
But it was a full ride. But yet, the only thing was that I didn't have papers, so it was gonna be
Right.
a conflict. So obviously, I didn't say that. I just turned it down. I turned it down. I came over here to Chaffey College just because I had family in
What was the college?
Chaffey College.
Yeah. Where's that at?
It's in Rancho Cucamonga,
Okay.
and it's like 2 miles, 3 miles away from my business.
Right.
But that's where I went because I have family in Southern California, and I stayed with them. So when I first came over here too, I wanted to play football. I wanted to play football at Chaffey College.
Yeah.
And in high school, I messed up my knee. I had to have ACL surgery, and once again,
Wow.
tough times. My dad, he's like, no matter what it is, how much we have to pay, you need to get surgery. And the surgery was I think 160,000. So my dad's like, I don't care if we have to make payments, but you need your surgery. So
Yeah.
luckily for us, like, Medi-Cal covered, and
That's a lot of money.
yeah, it's a lot of money,
160,000?
a lot of money, So it covered the surgery, not the therapy, but it's a blessing, So when I came to college, I still wanted to be the football player, and in tryouts, my left knee gave out, and I went to get it looked at, and the doctor told me, you do have your patellar tendon
Yeah.
has swelling. If you keep forcing it, you're most likely gonna mess up your left knee as well. And I it's because when I had a right knee surgery, 2 weeks later, I was already walking. I wasn't supposed to be walking.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of weight on my other leg. So that's
Yeah.
what messed it up. That's a consequence,
Yeah.
So that was
no,
kind
yeah.
of the opening eye. I'm like, you know what? I kind of forget about football. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go all in automotive.
Yeah.
Go into automotive repair. I'm driving down like second week after I moved over here, and
Yeah.
detour. I'm always a huge believer in everything happens for a reason.
Right.
And detour, and guess what? Drive by Rancho Express Lube, look left. Now hiring,
Yeah.
and I'm like, let me stop by. Let me see if maybe I can get a job, because I had some money saved up from high school, just working with my dad and like.
So how old were you like when you were in that process?
When I came over here, I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you started looking for a job for Rancho Express, you were 18?
I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 18, and
And you were going to college and you were trying to look for a job as well?
Yeah. I was looking for a job, and it the owner kind of liked me, but the managers didn't.
Yeah.
And it was very, very clear that they didn't like me.
Yeah, they're probably, this is my replacement.
Yeah. So I had actually said we're not hiring, and then the owner heard, and he walked out. He's like, "What do you mean not hiring? He just told me we need people."
Yeah.
And then that's when I'm like, there's a reason he probably didn't like me,
Yeah.
So we did the interview. He didn't really want to take a chance on me because I had no experience. I had no shop experience. I had nothing,
Right.
I'm like, you know what? I'm a hard worker. I'm gonna show up, and you can count on me. So that convinced them, and I got the job. And the managers were brothers, but they were super racist. They were rude to me. I almost gave up. I told my dad, I'm like, they're treating me like shit. I don't feel comfortable. I don't look forward to coming to work.
Yeah.
It just feels like hell, So he's like, quit. He's like, I don't want you working there. And I'm like, Dad, it's paying the bills right now. He's like, I don't care. He's like, just you don't let anyone look down on you like that,
Yeah.
So just quit and find another job, or we'll see. I'll help you, I told the boss, I'm like, hey, I'm putting my 2 weeks. I don't like this, the way I'm treated. We talked, and he was an absent owner, so he didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
And he started looking at the cameras, and he realized what was being done. He fired them, and he's like, "You're gonna be my new assistant manager." I'm like, "Shit." I hate working in the front. I hate talking to people.
Right.
I hate customer service because of the language, the accent. I'm like, damn, I don't want to be dealing with that. So I'm like, I told him, I don't want that position. He's like, you're really good at it.
Yeah.
You don't realize it, but you're good at it. So
he saw potential.
Yeah. So he's like, you're gonna do that, and just stick with it. Well, I'm really grateful for that because we wouldn't be here right now. And a lot of opportunities have always opened, and at first I didn't really see them, but now I since I'm looking for them.
Yeah.
Like I automatically get them, and I'm a huge believer in the law of attraction. Like whatever I think, turns into reality, So
right.
Yeah.
The law of mirror.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So like, how old were you when you started being an assistant manager? Were you going to college?
I was.
Or not
I
anymore?
turned 19. I turned 19.
Yeah.
And another conflict, 19-year-old telling 30 and 40-year-olds what to do.
Yeah. Damn.
I
can relate to that. When I was what, like 14? Because I dropped out of high school when I was in 9th grade. So I dropped out. I was 13. And when I was like 14, 15, I started managing older people as well. And they were all like from different countries. And they didn't like me. They were bullying me as well. And and they didn't like me like taking orders from a younger, like
absolutely.
14, 15. So I can relate to what you're saying.
It's really tough because you're doing everything you gotta do, and then you tell someone, hey, can you do this? No, you don't tell me what to do. Okay, well, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like I told the boss, I'm like, hey, this is going on. They're not listening to me. There's no respect. So maybe you should hire a older one.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we're gonna fire them. I'm like, no, there's no need for that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like getting people fired.
Yeah.
And he talked to them, and some left, some stuck around, and like after that moment, it's like I earned more respect. And when new people would come in, like he would tell them from the beginning, he's like, hey, my manager is younger.
Yeah.
Whatever he tells you, you gotta do it. I don't care you're 60 and you got a bunch of experience, just listen to him. If that's gonna be a conflict, it's not a good fit. So he set the tone from the beginning. That way, after it was like there was no issue, So
yeah,
that you can say my first. Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, Rancho Express was my first legit job. Only job you can say.
How much were you making back then? Like when you were 19?
A month, I was making probably like 1,600.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was still a little bit.
Yeah.
But you were learning. You were in the training process.
I was learning,
Yeah.
So
and you had the opportunity. You were an assistant manager.
So it just shows you that, patience can do a lot of things, because when I started working there, there's something about me. I like doing the best I can and giving it my all. So that was seen at school. So it would open more opportunities. I had job openings from Mercedes, BMW of Ontario, and Ford of Anaheim. So I had a lot of opportunities with almost double the pay.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't want to go for more money.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if I go for more money, I'm not gonna have the hours that I have over here. I'm not gonna be able to make my own schedule. They're not gonna be able to work with my school hours. So I'm like, kind of like,
yeah, because you were going to college.
Yeah.
And
So I'm like, you go somewhere new, and you say, oh, I need this, I need that. It's like they're not gonna like that, you know. So I just always stuck with it, and even though I wasn't making, even when I was a manager in 2016. I think in 2016, I was only making about $12 an hour, and minimum wage was maybe $10.50.
Wow, it's a little bit,
very little.
And you were a manager.
I didn't care. Obviously, I'm like, fuck, like, it's not that much, but like, I gotta do whatever I gotta do.
What were you thinking back then? Like, were you thinking on learning more in the business, or just getting?
I just wanted to get through school.
Yeah.
So I thought that the job that I had fit really well with school. There was a really good alignment, just because.
Okay, you were learning about like cars and stuff.
Yeah. I went to school for automotive.
Yeah.
So it was alignment because the owner worked through my hours, 2 to 3 miles away, so very convenient.
Yep.
And then the house was like 5 miles away, so everything was like really close, So
yeah,
I saw like, you know what, I'm not making enough right now, but I'm going to school to make more money, and I just want to get through school, and then after I'm done with school, maybe I can look for more opportunities.
Right.
Well, I stuck with it, and it's crazy because since the beginning, like even 2017, the owner's like, one day you're gonna own this. I'm like, man, you're crazy, like I don't see that. I don't see that, See the
so the owner was telling you're gonna own.
Tell me since 2017. He's like, one day you're gonna own this.
How old was the owner?
At the time, he was probably like 47.
So he was probably thinking of retiring or something.
Not really, because he has right now he has like six or five window tinting stores.
Yeah.
So that's his bread and butter. That's his main business.
Okay.
Yeah. So the automotive repair was really not his thing.
Yeah.
So he saw obviously that I had a lot of passion for it.
Right.
So that's why he would always tell me, like, hey, you love what you do, and this is gonna be yours, So he started planting the seeds.
Yeah.
And then I started like kind of thinking about like, oh, maybe one day, 2018 he would talk about it. 2019 he would talk about it.
Yeah.
And then 2019 he actually came up to me. He's like, hey, I'm being serious. I'm really willing to work with you.
Yeah.
On a deal. If you don't want it, I'm gonna sell it to someone else. I'm gonna give you 20%.
So 20% of the company. Wow. So you had skin on the game.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what, shit. Like, I'm like, hopefully you sell it. I told him right away, hopefully you sell it.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be good money, And I was already thinking, I'm like, 20%. I'm gonna go buy a brand new car, a brand new Mercedes. I told myself, So then I told my dad, and he said, oh, that's good. That's good money. And then like it took me a couple of days to think about it. I'm like, I'm dumb. Why am I thinking this small?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking like, 20% when the 100% can be mine? And 20% is just one time, So then I told my dad, I'm like, hey, like, how can we do it? Obviously I don't have money to buy a business right now. He's like, well, I don't either,
How much was the business? Do you know back then how much was it?
He could have sold it for $500,000.
Woo.
Yeah, he could have. He was gonna someone was negotiating the price, I think for 400.
Yeah.
There was people like just
so was potential customers.
Yeah.
And
he gave it to me for 80.
He just gave it to you.
Yeah. So he gave it to me for 80. My father-in-law had been my father-in-law for like a few months.
Yeah.
And I asked my wife, hey, you think your dad can let me borrow some money? He's like, maybe I can talk to him. And then we talked, and he lended me some money because I needed to put down payment 50%, and then the rest of it would be payments. So I did the math. I'm like, it's
so you have to put down 40,000.
I had to put 40,000.
But you didn't have the money back then.
I did it.
So you borrow from?
I borrowed from
from your dad.
Yeah. From her dad.
From her dad.
From my spouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I did the math, reverse engineering. I'm like, okay, I wrote down all the bills.
Yeah.
I had the first 10 days. I'm like, I had to go all in because that's like my bills are all due on the 10th. So those 2 weeks are not even 2 weeks. Those 10 days are
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
So put in all the work, and I'm like, damn, I need to make sure I pay my boss and I pay my father-in-law back every month.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, that means I may not have money afterwards. So thankfully everything worked out.
Yeah.
I paid my boss within 10 months, and I paid my father-in-law within 13 months.
Wow. So you did $80,000 in 13 months?
Yeah.
Wow. When you were making $1,600 a month?
Yeah.
How you managed to do that? What were you doing differently?
Well, now the business was mine.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the main difference. The business is mine, and as a manager, I worked hard, but as the owner, like there's no going back.
Yeah.
You have to do more things now.
Yeah.
Because you have to eat, you have to pay bills. So
what was the revenue back then?
Back then,
That was back in 2020.
Before 20 beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
During COVID, a month, roughly about 45 to 50,000.
That's not bad. That's like half a million a year. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's roughly, I took over in August 2020. That first month we did like 61,000.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel really proud of myself,
Of course.
I'm like, that's the most we've ever done,
That's like 780,000.
I'm like, that's not bad because I never done that before.
So you grew like 20-30%.
Yeah, right away. Yeah. But I had already realized things that needed to be done.
And you went to school.
Yeah.
And then you
one
were
of them
implementing.
One of them was social media.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's not doing social media, so right away I started doing those things.
Yeah.
So that month was good.
So you started social media in 20, as soon as you got the business?
I started the page, but I wouldn't really post.
Yeah.
Actual post. I would post stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I put a lot of money into Google Ads. And that month was good. August was good. September I did like 2,000 more. And every month since I've had the business, I've made at least $100 more, but never less than the previous month.
Yeah.
So there's always been growth. So now I'm averaging about 190,000 per month.
Wow.
Yeah. So you look at just a track record from like a couple years back, and for me, I always improve. Like I have to make at least 5 or 10K a month more every month.
Yeah.
I gotta focus on how I'm gonna do that. So I'm very analytical, and I like tracking everything.
Yeah.
Because then you can see where the problem is. Because if we just talk about this month we made X, well, next month we gotta make more. We talk about targets, but if there's no record, there's nothing you can go back and see where the problem is, and it's hard to say that, because everyone wants to make more.
Yeah, numbers don't lie. Yeah.
Everyone wants to be like, oh yeah, next month I want to make more. No one's gonna be like, oh, next month I'll make less. No, everyone wants to make more, but the problem is sometimes they don't know how to make more because they don't track it.
Right.
So I'm really huge on that.
Yeah. No, it's good, man. It's good to always look at the numbers. Me too. We also run the numbers every week and then every month, and then we're looking we have operations meeting every single week, and then we go the numbers. Are we behind? What do we need to do? What's working? What's not working?
Yeah.
And then we're always looking at the numbers.
That's honestly, when it comes to business, people are the number one thing that will make a business better.
Yeah.
Or it will make it worse.
Yeah.
And meetings like that, man, if you do them, your business will grow automatically because alignment for everyone is going to be there, So when I started doing that too, I started doing that this year.
When do you started thinking like that? When did the mindset change?
The mindset changed last year in October.
Wow. So that's when you started growing even more?
Absolutely.
Because right now you're at what, 3 million or more?
Almost 3, yeah. So the mindset, I'll tell you right now, the mindset started changing slowly in 2022. But a lot of eye openers happened during COVID.
Yeah.
So 2022 was slowly planting the seeds.
Yeah.
When I had let me see, 2022 in August, my wife was already pregnant. We did a gender reveal.
Yeah.
I lived in apartments, and I didn't really care back then. I mean, I'm not saying that I care for goods or materials, but I asked myself, well, okay, you have a business and you're living in apartments. I'm like, the business is doing all right, but how come you can't buy a home? You know, so that was kind of like my personal thing, you know.
Yeah.
So we had the gender reveal. There was a park across the street from the apartment.
Yeah.
And we did it there. Had a bunch of my family is big. Her family is big, so at least probably 100 people at the park. It got dark around 7, and people were still there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, crap. Where do I put all these people? There's no lights for a reason at the park, you know. So I started thinking, I'm gonna take them to the pool.
Yeah.
Take everyone to the pool, and then some people were at the pool, some people were at still at the park, some people were at the apartment.
Was that the pool in the apartment?
Yeah. So that's when I'm like, you know what? This is the last time I do this.
Yeah.
This is the last time I have a bunch of people over at my apartment. I'm like, they don't see this, but I'm like, to me, I'm like, I'm making a fool out of myself. I'm like, how am I gonna own a business and be living in an apartment?
Yeah.
When that should be my focus. I'm like, I have a baby coming my way. You know, I got an apartment of two bedroom, 2 bathroom. Yeah. My sister's living with me. So where's my baby gonna go? That same night, I was looking for realtors.
Yeah. And
I started, you know, to the question, I'm like, hey, just reaching out to a couple of them. The first 2 shut me down right away. Oh, you know, the business hasn't been incorporated for at least 2 years. You've been in business for 1 year under corporation, so you're gonna have to wait. Same thing from both. I'm like, fuck.
Okay, so you needed like the tax records.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, you know, and I'm like, I really need to get a home, you know, because I need a home. And I found the right one, and one of Albert's people, and then I met Albert. Go to Driven in October.
This was back in 2022. Yeah,
I go to Driven 2022, October, November. I got a house. December, I did my first virtual seminar with Grant Cardone.
Yeah,
2023 started hot. Like 2022, you know, I started, you know, doing things I had never done, seminars, conventions, like none of that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So 2023, this year that just passed was my breakout year. Like it has been my best year ever.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be the best year ever. I want this year to be the best year ever.
Yeah.
You know.
But what changed? Like, what did you do differently?
The mentality.
Yeah. And the
mentality. I was more open-eyed, open-minded.
Yeah.
I wanted to see, like, okay, I kind of like for me, like, I look at things like I always try to find something that's gonna fuel me.
Yeah.
For example, I'm like, I like sports, you know, and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of athletes. You can say Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
You know, he's younger than me. He's getting paid millions of dollars a week.
Damn.
Playing a sport.
Yeah.
And I'm over here feeling proud for being a young entrepreneur. Like, what the hell's wrong with me? And like that, I always try to find things that's gonna just like make me do more, you know. Yeah. So when I look at things like other people, like it's not about comparing, but it's like, what are other people doing that you're not doing, you know? So, you know, any athlete, the main thing is discipline.
Yeah.
They need to be disciplined. They need to eat the right foods. They need to work out. They need to do training every single day. So it's kind of the same thing as an entrepreneur. You need to train every day.
Yeah.
You got to stay disciplined. So the mindset changed. And when I saw that other people are out there younger doing bigger and better things, I'm like, I'm not doing enough. Because at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I felt too good.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you know, I'm an immigrant. I'm 24 years old. I'm a business owner. Really proud of myself.
Yeah.
And that whole year was kind of like really proud of myself. I'm young.
But how do you find all the resources? I know you're saying that you went to Grant Cardone, Albert Preciado. Mm-hmm. How do you get to all these resources? Is it just the social media, or what motivated you to push it?
It was literally, it was Driven.
Yeah.
Driven is the main purpose of this.
Yeah. I've been there. Yeah. It's huge. Yeah.
Driven.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Grant Cardone was. I didn't know none of these guys. Yeah. I didn't have an idea. That's why when I went, I'm like, damn, I was super shy. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I'm like, first experience.
Yeah.
So I took a lot of notes, and all the speakers that came up right away, started following them.
Yeah.
Started following them. Now I started following more people that have the right mindset, are talking about positive things.
Yeah.
So then I started doing something that I started eliminating people that I followed, mm-hmm. that were causing distractions. So I cut a lot of friendships. that wanted to go out on weekends and party
And
and
that's hard.
bars. I did. It was hard,
Yeah.
but I'm like, okay, either I do this or I do that. I can't do both. I can't be chill partying on the weekends.
Yeah.
And have a business and want to grow and be successful. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't rude about him. I was just like, I'm really after something.
Yeah.
I think the friendship that we have is good, but what's not good is the fact that, every weekend it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Go out, have drinks, get drunk.
Yeah. Hangover.
I'm sorry, but if you really value our friendship,
yeah,
just respect that. I'm just gonna be absent for 3 months. Maybe we can. I'm not saying you can talk to me. I'm not saying we can't do that. But I'm just not gonna be attending those.
Yeah,
I lost a lot of people like that, and a lot of people stuck. And the people that stuck, I value them even more.
Yeah,
because they supported me. So I started doing that after the event, following the right people, and I just as we went. I just started following more and more people like that. And right now I just follow mainly like 80%. I follow a bunch of successful entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I want to, if I want to be scrolling through social media,
yeah,
I want to be seeing things that are going to keep the fire going.
The momentum going. Yeah.
I don't want to be seeing, someone going to the bar or someone just a bunch of distraction. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Because it'll be really easy. I can do that. Yeah, let's go over here. Yeah. Or let's go do that. I don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
So
and then scrolling never stops. You can keep going and going. Get distracted easily.
Yeah, that's what social media is.
Yeah.
Social media can make you millions of dollars, and social media can be the death of you.
Right.
Distraction. Some people work 8 to 5. They get off during the day. They already spend 3-4 hours on social media. They get off. They spend another 3-4 hours on social media, and at the end of the day, they're more on social media than working, and they're distracted. They're not making any money. They're bringing their energy down, and they have a bad relationship with their spouse because they're always on the damn phone.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Social media will make you or break you.
Yeah. Even myself, I can fall into like sometimes being at home and then I get that. I'm in the Instagram, like I put it away. Like my wife is on. I'm like, yeah, I gotta stay focused to the family.
Yeah.
Even like when in dinner, like back in the days, I used to be on the phone a lot. Like even texting with like people and stuff. Yeah. But maybe just put it away and focus.
Yeah. And I'm actually one of those people that would go on social media.
Yeah.
And I would just be browsing and browsing and browsing and browsing. But the fact that I noticed that I'm like, okay, I'm getting distracted too easily.
Yeah.
I would go on social media to do something, and I was like, oh, look, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And it just gets sidetracked, So I told myself I need to be disciplined from now on, and I learned that from Andy Elliott, and something he said was the fact that sometimes you work really hard at what you do. You have business, you have a job. How dare you go to your home at 6 p.m. and still spend time on your cell phone and ignore your family?
Yeah, I heard something from him that he said something like, you shouldn't be a one-dimensional man. You should be a multidimensional.
Absolutely.
And also I heard that, like, I'm like, yeah, you gotta pay more attention to my family and my kids, especially because I have 4 kids.
Yeah. No, it's very true, because what's the purpose of working so hard, whatever you do for your business, just to go home and take the scraps? Yeah. No time, low energy. That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's like might as well just be single and be a business owner. Yeah. That's just really how it is,
Yeah.
And then you lose them, and then you're like, oh, guess what? Now you're distracted. Now you're trying to get back what you had, and now the business is going down and failures are rising. So people don't see it like that. People get distracted too easily. People have a lot of addictions they can't leave. It could be good or bad, but it's tough.
Yeah,
it's really tough.
Yeah, I also heard something from Richard Martinez. Like, he's like, yeah, you gotta have a lot of quality time with your family.
Yep.
Be enthusiastic.
Yep.
Be different, and just have a lot of energy. You gotta come in hype. It doesn't matter if you're tired, like your head hurts. You gotta come in with your family the best.
Absolutely, like a big smile on your face. It doesn't matter if it was a shitty day at work.
Yeah.
It's like it's not their fault. And once again, I'm another person that used to do that. I would have a rough day at work, and I would go home, and the energy's low.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Oh, it's a rough day, blah blah, and blah blah. And I was like, okay, but it's not my fault, and I understand. I'm sorry. And then like little arguments would happen because of that. I'm like, I need to become a better man. You know,
Yeah.
I can't be doing that. It's not fair for her,
Mm-hmm.
and this is not fair for the relationship. You know, so I think this year I've always been more mature than other people my age because I always hung out with older people.
Yeah.
Instead of hanging out with cousins, I would hang out with uncles. Anyone in my group right now, I've actually, if I think about it, everyone's older than me.
Yeah.
Really,
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Wow, bro, you're young.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought I was young. I'm 34.
Okay. Yeah, literally, like everyone that I have in my circle,
Yeah.
I want to say they're in their 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
Like close, you know?
Yeah.
There's people I still talk to. Maybe they're around my age, but I don't really talk to, and it's not the fact that I'm better than them, but I don't really talk to anyone that's younger than me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, other than my siblings and close family,
Right.
but like, it's just because like the generation right now of 20-year-olds, this is really bad.
Yeah.
It's just everyone's on this
They're on social media all day. All day.
The mind is not like,
yeah.
Like it's sad. It's sad to see that, you know. So I don't have an engagement. There's no alignment, you know, with younger people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of younger people that I do know that I wish I had, you know, close connections with them because they're 20 or 21 and they're doing amazing things.
Yeah.
But once again, you know, like there's a lot of good people and bad people out there. It's just like anything, you know. So I do wish that I was really close with younger people, just for that aspect, because you know I'm 27. I want to learn from a 20-year-old, because if he's doing better than me, like there's something that's working right now, you know. So I'm always about learning. I'm always about like not staying behind in the automotive industry, in the business, whatever's gonna make me better in sales. Like I want it, you know. So before it wasn't like that,
and that's why it's good to attend to all these networking events, because you meet younger people, smarter people.
Absolutely.
You know, like,
you know,
people.
anyone that goes to events, like they're there for the same reason.
Yeah.
So they're most likely gonna be in a good alignment. Some people, it may or may not, because you know the ego is another problem. You know, with some people, you know, they're there for the same thing, but you know the ego kicks in, and maybe that's the problem, that they're not moving up. You know, because of their ego.
Yeah.
And as a man, you know, sometimes I feel like there's a lot of men out there that they lack their word.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something, you know, being in business, I even hate it more. When for example, you tell me a certain date or a certain promise that you're gonna come and do a service, and it's not met, it's like, okay, I'll let it fly once, because things happen. But if it's over and over and over again, it's like, damn, why do this? That's something I really hate. I can't tolerate that, you know. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Me neither.
It's crazy because there's so many people that do this.
Yeah.
So many people.
So many fakers.
So many people that they I don't get it. They want to sell the product, they sell it, but then they fall off.
Yep.
They're working on the other product to bring, but it's like, why look for more when you gotta complete the first one you did?
Yeah, a lot of people focus on acquiring new customers, and you gotta focus on the existing. Like most of the business is there. It's 60% of the business are repeat customers and referrals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you know, I hate when I see that, you know, when men, everyone can talk. Everyone can talk. Everyone can say everything, but at the end of the day, I hate when men say something and they don't deliver. You know, as a man, like you don't want to do that. You know, like
you want to be a man of your word.
Absolutely. You know, you want to get that respect that you want.
Yep.
It starts with that. You know, so
Crazy. So 2022, you started like listening to mentorships, and like when did you finish college, or like?
I finished college in 2018.
2018
spring. Yeah, I graduated from Chaffey College. I graduated with a degree in auto repair and a science degree and a master technician.
Wow.
In automotive industry, and electrical engineering and automotive technology. Yeah. So it was only supposed to be a 2-year, but once again, I did more things. That's why I stuck around longer.
Yeah.
But
what motivated you to get into the automotive industries?
Really, nothing specific. I just really like cars.
Yeah.
And like for me, it was really the fact that I could help my parents. If I can work on the cars, and anytime they break down and fix them, that's already a big win, because you know my parents can't afford big repairs. That was kind of like my mentality.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, if I can at least have that, then that'd be good. I can work on my personal cars, and then maybe I can work on other people's cars. Maybe I can make side money.
Right.
That was literally the mentality I had.
Yeah. So how many people do you run right now in the business?
Right now, employees, I have a total of 9.
9. That's
Yeah.
good, bro.
Yeah. Total of 9.
So that's 9.
Yeah. So I'm actually looking for more people right now. I'm looking for another 2 technicians. The main goal for this year, I want to open up more locations.
Yeah.
So I want to be ready for that.
So that's actually really good. Like 3 million, 9 employees. That's like like 333.
Yeah.
$1,000 per employee.
So you touch a good base. Something I learned recent with Grant Cardone is doesn't matter what business you have.
Yeah.
If you make $1 million,
Mm-hmm.
you shouldn't have more than 4 employees.
Right.
Doesn't matter the industry, because every employee needs to be generating at least 250,000.
At least.
If it's making 150 or 100,000,
you're breaking even.
Maybe you're not even breaking even.
Yeah.
You're losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that make $1 million and they have 10 employees.
Yeah.
15 employees, and they're like, "Oh, I need more employees." No. You don't need more employees.
Yeah.
The problem is you're not making profit because you have too many people and you have the wrong people.
Right.
So that's kind of like for Cardone Ventures, their actual minimum number is 550,000 per employee.
Yeah, they run the 550. Yeah.
So that's just the way they do business, 10x. And 550 per employee is just imagine doing $1 million with just 2 people.
Yeah. I mean, all these businesses don't have a lot of overhead. They're IT companies, insurance companies. So, it's kind of hard to do it differently with other industries. But you got to keep it a minimum of 250.
It's just basics,
Yeah.
just simple basics.
Yeah.
I'm shooting for 400. I'm
Right.
shooting for 400. That way, I eliminate employees and I keep better ones. I'm gonna pay them more, but they're gonna do more.
Right.
And I hate firing.
Yeah.
I that's something that I know in business. I've only fired twice, but that's something I hate doing.
Yeah.
I hate having to get rid of someone.
How do you fire someone?
When they do mistakes repetitively.
Yeah.
Like I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's always like mistakes are always gonna happen, but if you don't learn from them, it's over and over and over again. It's costing the company a lot. It's like, okay, like obviously you don't care.
Yeah.
Obviously I care more for you than you care for yourself. So I'm sorry, but it's not working out. I just hate being that person. Because life's tough, and I hate being that person to fire someone and having to start all over again. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be here holding someone back when they don't really.
They don't care about themselves. Yeah.
If they don't care about themselves, they're not gonna care about my company or their job. So this is not worth it, because then that's gonna be kind of like the bad apple in the business. You don't want that.
It's gonna be the cancer.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people think with emotions, and you gotta think with logics. Always. Yeah. That's another thing that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
They're always with emotion. They don't want to fire people, but if they're not cutting it and the numbers are not right, then you gotta let them go.
Yeah. And another thing I hate firing is because I have to start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I have to hire.
Mm-hmm.
I have to waste several hours of my time hiring
and then training them,
and then getting to know them. It's like it takes at least 90 days.
At least
to kind of get to know them.
If not more, and then swap people, and then get the right people in.
I just like I said, I just don't like going through that. So that's why, like, if I see a mistake right away, I'm like, okay, let's talk.
Yeah,
like let's get this right.
So you don't wait.
I don't wait. Yeah. Like if something happens right now, I don't wait till tomorrow or next week. It's like right now. Let's talk. Conversation. I don't care whatever I gotta do. I'll make arrangements, but I act like that.
Yeah.
Because then that way I keep them, and that way we fix it, and that way we prevent that from anyone else doing the same thing. And I like keeping track of everything. I like, for example, something I do is I make a list. Every problem that we do on the computer.
Yeah.
All my people, they write it down. Problem and solution, how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
That way, later down the road, no one should be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because when there's a problem at the shop, it's like a little meeting.
That's a great idea. So you do the problem and then you do the solution.
Yeah.
So people can go back to it and reference.
As we go, okay, type the problem up right away. First thing they know, if there's a problem, go type the problem. It's this day at this time. My name is blah blah blah. This happened on this car. This is a problem that we're having right now. Get back to work. Let's fix the problem. We fix the problem. Solution of the problem. That's how we do that's what we did to fix this problem. this problem happened because of this.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
so it's also trainable. So
it's
train other
trainable.
people.
So it's a time. Okay, guys, let's get together. Tell us what you did. I did this. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
This is where things went wrong.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So don't do that again. Okay. Fix.
Yeah.
No longer have to worry about that. So the more I do this, the less problems I'm having at that degree. Problems are always gonna come and go.
Yeah.
But if you can keep track of problems like that, you're finding solutions right away.
Mm-hmm.
So you're more bound to make less problems like that.
Right.
So keeping track of that, it's been really huge.
How do you keep track? Is it with the spreadsheet or something, or
it's a spreadsheet? Yeah, Excel spreadsheet. Yeah. So I keep track of everything. Phone calls that come in. I keep track of customers that come in, and they don't. If you needed something and you didn't get it, I keep track of that. Why didn't you get it? I want to know why.
Yeah.
If it's money issues, like I want to know why. Maybe the information that was given to you was not enough to make a decision. I want to know everything.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep track. Okay, you're doing everything correctly. How come they're not converting?
Right.
Okay, let's talk. Let's fix this. So that's why I was like, because I'm very analytical on that side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what got you to being so analytical? Like
the fact that now I can see something and I can fix it.
Yeah.
Versus just going like, okay, yeah, going with emotions. It's not gonna fix anything.
Yeah.
And once again, I just started doing that this past year. Yeah, this past year I started doing that because I would hear about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would tell me the same thing, and it's like, okay, I need to start doing the same thing. Systems and procedures.
Right.
I need to be having the manual, and that's something that they can find in the manual too. Problems, solutions.
Yeah.
And when I did that, now it's like, okay, I'm delegating a lot of things, and now I don't have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
When X problem comes, they already know, oh, Nestor can fix it.
Mm-hmm.
No, now go to the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Under the section of problems, you're going to find that problem and solution.
Mm-hmm.
How to do it. If it's the printer, do this to the printer. Like, obviously, it takes time, and it's something that's never going to end.
Yeah.
Because you always got to keep updating it,
Yeah, a lot of people think like training, like training employees and also like systems and processes. I don't have any systems, so I don't have any process. Everybody has systems. Everybody has processes. It's just, it could be a pen and paper.
Yep.
But some people have better technology and better systems and better processes. So
it's
yeah,
it has to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, I hated doing that too, but I'm like, it has to get done.
Mm-hmm.
Because then if I'm busy right now, we're here in the podcast,
mm-hmm.
and if a lot of my people didn't know what to do, my phone would be blowing up.
Yeah.
And
so a lot of people think, okay, I'm busy, and they're on the phone all day, like picking up the phone, doing this, doing that. But like for me, I have over 50 employees, 60 employees. My phone's not even ringing.
Yeah.
And I don't even have it in quiet mode. Because you have people to delegate.
Exactly.
Right. So it's like a chain of command.
Yeah.
Like if they can't find the solution, they go to this person, and then this person, and then whatever it is. But I think it's good that you have those things in place.
Yeah, it's really good. We have employee meetings, mandatory meetings every week.
How often do you guys do training?
Twice as a team, and 3 times with my salespeople a week.
Nice.
Yeah, and they have mandatory training every single day, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah, Cardona University.
I have them too. I have 10 people on Cardona U.
Yeah,
that's well.
That's good.
Yeah. How do you keep them accountable, like daily? Like, do you have like a sales manager?
I do. Yeah. I have sales manager, and everyone knows their role.
Yeah,
everyone knows how much they have to be bringing to the company.
Yeah, I've been struggling with that lately.
You have?
Yeah, I have a lot for the past like 2-3 months.
Okay.
Because I'm doing my training, but I'm not able to like have them do the training, or they do it, but they don't attend every single day. So it's kind of hard to get them aligned. I'm trying to get a sales manager.
You know what works? Let's do an example.
Yeah.
Let's say that you work for my company.
Right.
And let's say that in August, you want to go to Europe.
Okay.
With your wife, because you're getting married, and you want that as your honeymoon.
Right.
And if I tell you, hey, Jonathan, if I can get you to Europe for 2 weeks, everything paid on me.
Yeah.
What are you willing to do for me? And you tell me, oh, anything. Man, really? Would you do that for me? That would mean the world to me. I'll do it. I love you. I love what you do. And thank you for working for me. I'm going to do that for you. Oh, what do I have to do? Okay, these are your duties.
Yeah.
You need to train daily. Cardona University. You need to do 25 minutes. Oh, why 25 minutes when everyone does 15 minutes? 25 minutes. That's a requirement. You have to do this. You have to show up 15 minutes earlier or 20 minutes earlier so you can do the training. There's no questions asked. These are the numbers that you have to meet every single day. These are the amount of people that you need to be bringing, fleet accounts, and a whole list.
Yeah.
I'm holding you accountable. We're meeting twice a month, one-on-ones.
Right.
Hey, Jonathan, at the end of the month, what's going on? I see that you're not training every day. I see that the numbers are not being met.
Right.
And I see that you're not bringing any fleets. What's going on? Oh, I got a lot of personal problems going on right now. Everyone's going to have personal problems, So does Europe really mean something to you? Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, well, show me. Show me it means everything to you, because if you're not meeting this is just a warning. If you keep doing this, I'm going to give you a write-up. I'm going to give you 2 write-ups. After 2 write-ups, if you're not fixing this, I'm not going to pay for your vacation. And we're going to have to part ways because we're not in alignment.
Right.
So please tell me
what... So you start taking away incentives and then write-ups, even if they don't do the training.
Yeah, because like if you don't tell them the importance of it, then they're gonna be like, oh, I can just put today away.
Yeah.
Or I can just I'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you gotta break it down like that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want someone working for you when they don't even take their goals seriously or their dreams. Because what makes you think that they're gonna think that working for you and making your dreams come true is gonna be something of their interest? It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So for me, I look at it a different way. Okay, how can I help my employees? If they tell me what they want, obviously there's little and big goals.
Right.
So let's put it different. Let's do another scenario of Jonathan. You come up to me, you're like, in the next 5 years, I want to buy a house.
Right.
Awesome, Jonathan. If I told you right now that we can buy you a house in the next 2 years, would you do anything for me? Absolutely.
I'm gonna say yes for sure.
Yeah, because I'm cutting 5 years, and I'm making it realistic in 2 years. I'm going to prepare you. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do because I went through it. I'm going to help you get the down payment. I'll even help you with 5% of the down payment in the next 2 years. I'll help you with 10% of the down payment. Wow, you're crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I really want to help you.
Yep.
So this is what you got to do. Boom. If it really means something to them, guess what? They're going to do it. And what do you get in return? You get a lot in return. More flow of income. More customers, business is growing because you're helping them. So they're going to help you back in a way, even if they didn't want to. They're going to help you because they know in order to get what they want, everything paid, they have to do this. At the end of the day, it's their job. So might as well. They're already there, So that's something that has worked a lot, And then you start getting rid of bad people. You keep the good ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean... It's not that they're bad people. It's that sometimes they don't do the training. But I mean, you're right. You just got to talk to the people and align them with the professional.
You have to talk to them, and sometimes it's just the drive.
Yeah,
the drive that they have is not clear.
Right,
they don't even know what their drive is.
Yeah,
so that's why sometimes they lack missing a couple of trainings.
Yeah,
they lack maybe showing up on time. Maybe they have to show up at 8. Maybe they show up at 8:03.
Yeah,
and we're like, oh, it's okay. He's here.
Yeah, but it's not okay.
Exactly. So there's always gonna be little things that we don't fix.
Yeah.
That always can cause that, and sometimes they can be really great at what they do. They can be the perfect employee, but then there's that one thing.
Yeah.
They don't train. Or there's that one thing that, they show up 2 minutes late every day and they want to leave 5 minutes early, So as you go, like I said, you have to be fixing these things right away and really make it about them. Make it about them. And that happens in the one-on-ones, because when you make it about them, you have one-on-one, you're telling them that you're willing to put everything that you got to make them better and help them achieve their goals. What you get in return, if they're actually like legit people, that they're not gonna be, because there's a risk to this.
Yeah,
you teach everyone, you give everyone everything, and they learn a lot and they leave.
Yeah,
that's a risk. But if they're really a man and they really appreciate everything that you've given them, if you give them something, why would they stop?
Yeah.
So if they want to stick with you in the long run, you got their loyalty forever.
It's like Andy Elliott says.
Yeah.
I'll pay you $1 million if you can take one of my employees.
Yeah.
And they won't do it.
Why is he doing that? Because he knows what he got.
Yep.
Exactly. So, Andy focuses on making his employees better. He trains them physically, emotionally, professionally, and that's why they're a bunch of lions.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
It's something that you don't buy, you make, you know. And like Andy, he has something really good going on, and obviously it took him a while to get there, but it's working.
Yeah.
It's working. And like for me, that's something I really admire about Andy. Him, his marriage with Jackie, like he's a great leader overall. He speaks nothing but the truth. That's something like I've learned so much from him. So you know that comes again with following the right people. You hear things sometimes the truth hurts, but you have to hear it.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Sometimes like when I met Andy, he was talking about a certain subject. And I'm like, damn, this guy is talking straight to my face.
Yeah.
Straight to my face.
He's
you know?
strict, yeah.
And someone can be like, man, fuck this guy.
Yeah, he's
Screw this
talking
guy.
about like having a six pack, being
like so
loyal,
many things,
being,
you know,
like,
and you can be like, man, this guy is so cocky. This guy, you're gonna have people say good and bad things all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so for him, he speaks facts for that same reason, because he knows he's gonna hurt a lot of people in the building.
Yeah.
But with that, he's gonna wake him up.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be like, you know what? He's right. I'm a fool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not working hard enough. I'm not the perfect husband to my wife. I'm not this. I'm not that. And like that's why so many people follow him, because he has changed their lives.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a great guy. I learned a lot about him and from him, and just also about the energy and about not being a one-man dimensional guy.
Yep.
And yeah, man, yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, so it's really crucial to be listening to the right people, and when you want to seek advice, you gotta make sure it's from the right person. You can't be sitting here and listening to someone that doesn't have what you want. You can't be listening to your buddy that's telling you not to buy another property just because he thinks it's not a good time, but your buddy is living in an apartment. Like you can't be doing that. Even like don't get me wrong, you know, for family, it's the same thing. Sometimes as a parent, like they can tell you, oh no, don't do that. No, that's a bad investment. Yeah. Okay. You never gone through that. Obviously, as a parent and a son telling the parent, it's tough, you know, but you just gotta watch out. Oh, you know, I appreciate the feedback, but I think it's a great opportunity. I'm gonna take the risk. And if it doesn't go well, like I should have listened to you, but like I'll never find out. Yeah. And like for me, I love taking huge risks, because every time I take a huge risk, like the return is amazing.
The bigger the risk, the biggest the reward.
Yep. Yeah. So I love that. And I'll keep doing it every time if I can, you know. So some people are afraid of that. Some people work so hard, they have $20,000 savings, and they're afraid to put $20,000 in an investment or personal development, because the money's not going to be there. Yeah. Because they rely on that money later on for some reason. What about something happens? Or what about if opportunity comes and I don't have the money? Yeah. It's like people think like that. People save, but money doesn't grow in the savings account. Yeah. Money in the savings account is like, might as well not have it. It's like, it's no good. Yeah. You know, and they're so stingy when it comes to spending and investing.
Cash, you know? Cash is trash.
Yep.
Cash flow is king.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, that's exactly
that's the way it is.
Yep. Yeah. That's facts, you know. So if even if you have $1,000, $100, you always gotta find where can you put it.
I'm 100% with you, bro.
Where can you put it?
I'm always broke. I just bought this building. I'm fucking broke. Yeah. I don't have money.
You gotta stay like that.
And then all I'm doing right now is optimizing. That's why I asked you about the accountability for my salespeople. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I was thinking of just doing training videos. Yeah. I'm gonna hire a sales manager, and there's not gonna be any slack. I'm just gonna, like you said, you know, you're not doing this training. First, second, third warning, you're done. And I'm working with my executive, and we're just gonna track everything out, and then just put them in a PEEP program. And if you're not cutting it, you're gone.
And you have to have obviously like different people that they report to. You know, so having a sales manager is great. Okay, Mr. Josh over here says that he wants to do this XYZ. I told him that I'm gonna give it to him, but these are the things that he needs to do. Well, Mr. Josh needs to report to Mr. Jonathan every day. If he's not reporting, okay, there's a problem, you know? Yeah. Jonathan needs to take an action right away. Hey, Josh, you're not doing this. Yeah. You know, so we need to do this, and there's a warning, and this is a write-up, and there's a write-up. Hey, we can only be here so long, you know? So it's
accountability.
Yeah, accountability from everyone. I tell my team all the time, you got to hold each other accountable. Yep. Because if if I the leader, just sit back, be like, hey guys, great job today, guys, great job every day. You guys are so amazing. But I know that they're lacking in maybe in sales, maybe they're lacking in efficiency, maybe they're not motivated, maybe they're lacking in so many areas.
Yeah,
I'm making them worse. I'm not making them better.
Yeah,
just because of like, oh, he told me we're doing great, and that's, man. See, we don't have to be doing all that. No.
Yeah. What is great, right? What is great?
Exactly.
What does great look like? What does your day look like? You know?
Yeah. So a lot of the problems start in the hiring. Yeah. If we didn't talk about this during the hiring process, they're gonna be like, what makes me do this now? Yeah. Why should I do that when for the last 4 months I've been doing it my way and it's been working? Yeah. And I don't have to work as hard. So why would I work harder now? Right. That's the problem sometimes. You know, we get people and we don't say that from the beginning. So obviously you correct them. The way you correct them is giving them warnings and write-ups, and if they don't change, then it's just not a good fit anymore, you know? Exactly. And obviously, you know, like that can come with a lot of legal terms. But you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. Exactly. So always you gotta watch yourself, how you run your business. Make sure you give breaks. Make sure you do everything correctly on your side. That way, there's nothing that can backfire you. But just know that there's a lot of business owners too that sometimes they're afraid to do a move like that because there's so many things that they don't do right. It's gonna be
a lawsuit or whatever.
Yeah. So you don't want that. You always, as a business owner, you always gotta be in control. Yeah, it's like playing chess. If you gotta move pieces, you gotta move them. You know, so you can't sit back and you can't be like you're an employee of the company. You can't have that. You can't have your employees run the company, you know, like in the bad way. Yeah. You can't afford that. Yeah. So
I mean, that's something that we focus on, like when we're doing hiring. Yeah. We align the people with their core values, and then we make sure they know what it is, our mission statement. Yeah. And if they're aligned with the core values, then we bring them in, and then we do in person, and then we try them out. That's good. We'll go from there.
That's good.
But I think for me, it's more that I've been growing so fast that I gotta just step back a little bit, and then just focus on my team, do more training, get everybody aligned, because we're growing fast. Yeah. And then we have a lot of customers, and this year, 2024, we're gonna grow double. That's good. Maybe 50-75%, but we're shooting for double. Yeah. So we gotta align everybody so it can be profitable, like you said, revenue per employee.
And just put it this way: if you have people, and when people wake up, they're dreading to go to the job site, that means there's a lot of issues. So that's when we're like, okay, there's obviously no urgency. There's no motivation to show up to work. So then when we see the numbers, it's like, okay, well, that's he's not motivated. He's not motivated to train. He's not motivated to meet the numbers. Yeah. He talks about vacation, but he's not motivated about the vacation. So we gotta find out what he needs. You know, what motivates him. Yeah. And one-on-one, hey, so what motivates you? Yeah. And he starts telling you, you're like, okay, well, you tell me this, but
I don't see it. And then also, I've been focusing right now. We're gonna start doing, especially now in January. We're doing the PPFs for everybody. That's good. So sometimes we forget. We get dragged into work, especially when you're running 4 or 5 businesses. Yeah. It's hard, but I mean, right now we're doing PPFs, personal, professional, financials. We're doing that for the personal and the business for every employee. Like you said, keeping them aligned. What motivates you? Yeah, absolutely. You know, are you aligned with your goals? What's going on with your personal? What's going on with the business?
You have to do that. You have to do that. And I'm telling you, the moment I did that, it's just like, my company changed. Yeah. For the good. Maybe I got rid of people that weren't aligned with me, but I got better people. Yeah. Anytime I tell my people all the time, I'm like, every time someone leaves or I have to fire, someone better comes. Yeah. So I'm not saying I get excited, but I'm like, that's the positive out of the negative, you know? Yeah. So, man. And when it comes to employees, I tell them all the time, I see them as business partners, not employees. Right. I don't want to be saying like, oh yeah, he's my employee. Obviously, he is your employee, but he's part of my team. Yeah. He's my business partner, future business partner. Because they hear future business partner, and guess what happens with employee?
The mentality changed.
Damn, he sees me as a business partner.
Yeah, they're motivated.
Yeah. Now, guess what? Every time they wake up, I'm gonna go. I don't care if someone's paying me more. I want to go in because he says I'm a future business partner. Yeah. That's what people want to hear, good things.
Yeah, because when you open another location, you're not gonna be all over the place. You can delegate, and you could be like, you know what, you're gonna have skin on the game, maybe 10-15%, you know.
Yep.
And he's gonna manage the place. He's gonna be loyal, and he's gonna grow the company. He's gonna be aligned.
Exactly. You know, so I'm telling you, it's all in the people. People alignment. It's huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. And just going back to the mentors, what are some of your mentors? Who are some of your mentors?
I mean, I got Grant Cardone, Albert Preciado, Andy Elliott, Brandon Dawson, Natalie Dawson. Those are like the most common ones that I've worked with closely.
Yeah.
Bradley, I've learned a lot from him, but he's not my personal mentor.
Right.
But I'm looking to do a podcast with him.
Right.
But yeah, so far that's all I have. I do want to get after Andy Frisilla.
Yeah.
I really like him. Ed Milet, another one, and Gary V. Those are kind of like the people I want to learn more from.
Right. But even if they're not a one-on-one, you can always learn from them.
Absolutely.
And they can be your mentors just by listening to them.
You learn from people just by following them.
Yeah.
By listening to their reels, by listening to their YouTube channel. You can learn so much, you know. So obviously when you do one-on-one, you learn a lot. Because it's just like question answer, you know. So if I can afford it, by all means, you know. So
but a lot of people like who don't have the resources, don't have the money. How were you able to get like Albert Preciado one-on-one?
I worked
for the audience.
I worked for it.
Yeah.
If I knew
because I see you all the time, like you're posting, oh, you're always at their office.
Now it's a friendship.
Yeah.
Now it's a friendship. You know, obviously I had to pay. This year I probably have invested at least 50,000 with him.
Wow.
At least.
Yeah.
This year. So now it's like anytime he has something going on, sometimes it's just random. He's, oh, you want to swing by the office? I'm like, oh, sure. If I have the time, I'll swing by.
Yeah.
And I'll swing by. But now it's just a relationship now, you know? Yeah. So taking it back before my first one, I'm like, okay, if he charges 10,000, my target for the next 3 months is raising 10,000 for that.
Right.
So I work for it. You know, if I don't have it, I don't get shut down. I say, okay, how can I do it? How can I afford it?
Making more income.
Yeah. So that's the way I look at it, you know? So I find the price. If I can't afford it, okay, gotta break it down by the day. I need to make an extra 350 a day to get, you know? So that's what I do.
Nice. What about like Brandon Dawson? And
Brandon Dawson, that's part of the mentorship that I did with Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
So I get Brandon, Natalie, and Grant in the investment I made with them.
How much was that?
That was 100,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It's business. So it was 5 different packages.
Yeah.
It's 10x 360.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them, and then we got the 10x stages.
Yeah.
I did another one with them. 10x stages cost me 40,000.
10x with Pit Vargas.
Yeah. 10x 360 cost me 39,000, and I did what's it called, business
essentials.
No, is it business essentials? I think
that's what it is.
That was like 9,000 something too.
Yeah.
And I'm doing something with 10x stages for webinars and stages. That's for 2 years, and it's gonna come out to 24,000. Yeah, so that's like kind of like a bundle with like for the next. Well, the first one ends like in April.
Yeah.
Which is daily mentor calls every morning at 7:30 for sales, 7 a.m. for sales.
Yeah.
Cardone University is included, and then I had 4 other events that were part of the 10x 360. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Man, that's a lot of money, bro. Like for the audience, like you know, for people that don't have the money, what would you do something like when you're starting? Like any advice, like
the best advice,
the people that are starting that don't have the money.
Yeah,
right now you have 100,000, but people that don't have
the best
resources.
Advice for the people that don't have 100,000 or even 1,000. Follow these people on YouTube. Follow them on social media. They're always dropping content.
Yeah.
So you're gonna learn a lot of things that you will get one-on-one.
Right.
But you just gotta be invested in them. Give them your time. You can say like 30 minutes a day. I'm gonna be looking at Grant Cardone or Gary V or Ed Milet, whoever you connect with. Do that.
Yeah.
YouTube, but every single day, make it a habit, non-negotiable.
Right.
And then you can say, you know what, I like his content, I'm applying it, I'm making more money, I'm really hoping to be at his next event. It's $2,000 to be there. I'm gonna raise capital, I'm gonna raise money for that. You know, I'm gonna make that 2,000. I have 3 months, get ready. I have to make an extra $100 a day. How can I do that? I need to find something, you know? So it's that simple. We just make it complicated, you know? But if you don't have money, it starts by following the right people on social media. Following them. It's social media right now is about content.
Right.
So I learned a lot from people that I don't even pay, and it makes me a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I don't pay them, you know? So it's that simple.
Yeah, me too. I learned so much from this guy. Alex Formosi. He's good.
Alex
he throws a lot of amazing content, and it's free.
Absolutely,
you know?
Absolutely.
And then, what does your day look like? What does Nestor's day look like? Like from what time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? How do you plan your day? How do you prioritize things? Family, business, the gym, because you go to the gym, right?
Yeah. So my day normally starts at 5 a.m. Sometimes if I have a lot of things going on, I have to start it an hour early, 4 a.m. First 30 minutes when I wake up, it's either I do 30-minute cardio outside, or I'll go to the gym, do 30-minute cardio, 50-minute abs, or that when I do morning workouts, that's like my non-negotiable, do cardio. If I have extra time during that day, because I everything I do is on my calendar, you know. So I like to start my actual work day at 8 a.m. Between the first 2 hours of the day, 3 hours, I like focusing on personal development. You know, if I get home at 7, I have an hour to get ready, shower, have breakfast, have a snack, get to work. I get to work for the first hour, check emails, check everything. How are we doing on sales, tracks? For the next 3-4 hours, I'm working on content. I'm working on my leads. Where are they coming from?
Do you do all your content, or you have someone that does?
I have all my content I do myself.
Okay.
I look at my CRM. How many calls are coming in? I listen to calls. How many customers are coming in? How many are we closing? That's like my 4 hours out of the day that I do, tracking everything that I got going on. For the last around 2 p.m. I have lunch. For 30 minutes, I have lunch. As I'm having lunch, every time I put my phone, I'm FaceTiming my wife. FaceTiming my wife, my baby, and I'm eating. I'm watching them. It's like I'm having lunch with them. That's every day, non-negotiable. After I have lunch, sometimes I'll go out for an hour out to the base. Help my technicians, check them out, talk to them. At least 5-10 minutes with every tech. See how everything's going on, and then I start one-on-one sometimes at 4 p.m., 4 to 5. I like doing at least two one-on-ones sometimes when it's that time of the week. For an hour, and
that's really good, bro. Connecting with your people.
So that way they have my attention. 6 p.m. I have 6 to 7:30 to either go to the gym, or if I have to do more work, do the work. But I like to do at least an hour of weights after. If I can. But my non-negotiable, like I said, like you said earlier, you know, I have to wake up every day to do cardio. You know, because I know when I wake up early and do gym, it creates some momentum. I have the energy.
The blood flow, you're up and running. The momentum.
I'm waked up, you know. So I get home 7:30 to 10, you know, have dinner with my wife, with a baby, play with them. We love sports. Sometimes we like watching basketball. That's kind of like their time. After 10, around 9:30 to 10, my baby goes to sleep. My wife's getting ready for bed. I'm reading 30 minutes. I'm reading my book. I go to shower. I come out. We end by watching YouTube.
That's where the magic happens.
We end up watching YouTube, just educational videos on YouTube. For like 15 minutes. We talk about it, and then we go to sleep. That's literally how the day goes. I normally go to sleep like around 11:30.
How many hours do you sleep?
About 5.
That's me too.
About 5. I try to get 6, but no matter what I do, I cannot go to sleep before 11. Even if I try, even you can say I have nothing going on, like I can't go to bed at 10. I just can't fall asleep. You know, so my body is used to just sleeping 5. Even on Sundays. I have my routine. You know, I wake up, but still the same morning. You know, same. I wake up at 6 sometimes on Sunday. But even if you say, I'm feeling lazy today, I'll be up by 6:30. Even if it's a Sunday, even if I went to sleep at 2 a.m, my body knows that I can't be in bed anymore.
Yeah.
But every
You're
Sunday,
already used to it. Yeah.
every Sunday, that's when I work out with my wife.
Nice. So you work out together?
We work out together at least 3 times a week. Sundays is for sure.
Yeah.
We try to get in at least 2 more during the week. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but Sundays is a for sure. She has her own personal trainer for the same reason. So it's good to have, because I think when you work out together, I think your relationship gets even better.
Yeah.
You know, just because you're helping each other out, and like for both of us, that we hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
I tell her, I'm like, call me fat. Call me fat.
Yeah.
Call me, I'm a freaking ugly piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just call me fat.
Yeah.
Tell me that I'm out of shape. Obviously.
And that motivates you?
That motivates me.
Yeah. I'll tell my wife that.
Because she told me. She told me. She told me, like,
get my love handles.
Yeah, no, she's like, damn, babe, you're getting a little bit of love handles, or you got a little bit of a stomach.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more. She's like, no, okay, relax. No, tell me more. Yeah. Tell me what else you don't like right now. So, see, you're taking it. No, I'm like, no, just tell me, Yeah. Obviously, I can't tell her the same way, because you don't talk to a woman like that. You look fat. Now, you can't talk to her like that. You got to know, hey, babe, let's work out. I know you like looking good in that dress. And you want me to be honest right now? Like, it looks amazing. Yeah. However, just make sure you're keeping up with the workout. I know this week was a little rough, but let's keep going.
So you also keep her accountable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens when marriages break.
Yeah.
Men are looking for something they don't have in their woman.
Yeah.
Same with a woman. Women are looking for something that they don't have in their man.
Mm-hmm.
So why get to that when you can fix it once again now? So that's why marriages break all the time.
Yeah.
That's why there's loyalty issues, because they're always going behind their spouse. Yeah. Trying to get something they don't have at home. Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah. Communication.
Yeah. So that's something that we do together too. And I love it. We hold each other accountable, and it's amazing.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm always complimenting my wife, but I gotta start telling her, this and that.
Compliments are good, but you have to do compliments, but you gotta be okay.
Find the right words.
Because if you say, hey, babe, this year my goal is to be 6% body fat.
Yeah.
Maybe I look good right now, but my goal is 6% body fat. Mm-hmm. If she tells me in March or April I'm 12, hey, you look amazing, babe, she's lying to me. Yeah. Maybe she does think I look amazing, but that's not helping me get to my goal of 6% body fat. Right. That means I need to cut in a lot of things that I really like eating, but I can't. Yeah. So if she's not supporting me in that way, then maybe like she I'm not saying she doesn't love you. Yeah. But maybe she doesn't want you to work out as much, because they start putting that down. Why does he want to look so good? Yeah. Why does he want to be 6% body fat? What are his intentions? No, I'm not gonna support him. But if you tell her, you know what, I want my challenge for this year is 6% body fat, because I never done it, and it's a really hard challenge because I know I can't. Yeah. I can't go without eating cookies, and I can't go out with drinking soda. This is my challenge, So I know if I do this challenge, it's only gonna make me stronger, and I really need to get this. Yeah. If you tell her like that, okay, I'm gonna support you. So it's communication and breaking it down, having a plan. Mm-hmm. So next time, May comes, hey, you're 12% body fat. Yeah. What's going on? You drop the percent, so like you talk, you talk, but like I tell her, talk to me strong, me strong, because I know I can take it, and it's like the way I see it is like, okay, how is my wife dealing with this? Like if I was in her shoes, I wouldn't like the way I looked, So I always try, like I said, I try to find any little thing to just twist it, and it just fuels me. Yeah, yeah. And
you're competitive. You're a football player.
I'm super competitive, in football, I think that's kind of like the big seed planted was in football. I never lost a home game. Dang. Yeah, I went undefeated in the home stands all 4 years of football, and I lost three state championships. I'm not proud of that, but just the fact that I never lost a home game, that was kind of like the focus. Don't lose. Yeah. But like it really helped with the mentality that I have now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
That's it.
What are 3 books that you would recommend? For starters. And advanced.
I like the 10X rule. Mm-hmm. I like Principles by Ray Dalio. And right now I'm reading the 9-Figure Mindset by Brandon Dawson.
It's a good book, bro.
It's a really good
I read
book.
it twice already.
Yeah, it's a really good book. I really liked it. And Tim Grover, the new book that he came out with too. I'm loving it. Choose Your Enemies Wisely.
Yeah,
that's a really good book too.
That's
and,
Bet David, right?
Yeah, Patrick Bet David. Yeah. I love that book. So those books can really help you get the alignment that you need.
Yeah.
And then like if you want to be reading books, because obviously reading is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I hated reading. I mean, I still, I'm not saying I'm in love with reading, but I don't really look forward to it,
especially when you get busy. Like, you know,
I'm not gonna be.
I do some audiobooks instead. Yeah. Sometimes, you know,
I do audio every day when I go to work. I do 30-minute audiobook.
Yeah.
And I end the night reading a physical book.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't love it.
Yeah.
But I know it makes me better.
It does. Yeah.
So I have to do it. But another book that I really liked was Rocket Fuel.
Mm-hmm.
That one was a really good book as well. And all these books, every time I read them, it's like, when people say that they don't have money for mentorships,
they are mentors, because a lot of mentors, a lot of people are dead now, so you gotta read their books. And also, like, a lot of people think that you gotta read one book like just one time, but no, you have to read it over and over and over again.
You always miss things.
Yep.
You always,
and also you're at different phases at your life or business.
Yep. Yeah. Totally.
So where is Nestor or Rancho Express going in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, Rancho Express Lube will probably have a different name, and it's going to be a big franchise. That's a big goal.
It's going to be a different name. What are you? Do you have any plans on that?
I have 3 different names. I don't want to say.
Is it going to be Gutierrez?
No. Nothing with my name. I don't want to say anything yet because I don't have nothing concrete. But there's 3 different names I'm looking at.
Yeah.
On legal terms to make it a franchise, but I want it to be a franchise no later than 5 years with multiple stores nationwide, because I want to make an exit in the next 6 years.
Wow.
So just the way the industry and the automotive is going, that only seems right. If I stick for longer, I'm risking not making more profit out of the business that I built.
Right.
Just because EVs are coming out, hybrids, and that means that
everything's changing.
Cars that need oil changes are not gonna be really that high. So it's time for me to grab that money and put it in a business that's gonna be for hybrids, for electrical repair only. So that's what I'm looking at right now, and I love car wraps. So I want to open up a car wrap business as well. But that's pretty much what we got going on right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So where can people find you in social media platforms?
They can find me on Instagram at Nestor Gutierrez, and my business, Rancho Express Lube Inc. That's where you can find me on all platforms.
Great.
Yeah.
So it was great having you.
It was very nice having you.
Thank you so much for listening and tuning in. Limitless CEO Podcast. Please stay tuned for the episode coming up on YouTube. Peace out.
Let's get it.
Nice.